Hey everyone, how's it going? My name is Shannon and I'm here basically to show you all how to put together the software or at least troubleshoot Hamilton. I know many of you have been trying to get a hold of me to just get this troubleshoot video, and trust me, I've been trying my best to put it out there, but it has not been that easy to put out there. So I just wanted to make sure that you guys are able to successfully troubleshoot your software, your Hamilton software specific. So this is going to be focusing on a software, Hamilton software troubleshoot. Okay, so right now I'm on a Mac computer, and what happens is that it's basically about the same thing. It's the same process of putting the software together. But you know, it's just the fact that for Apple users, you would have to just download the app, the Microsoft Remote Desktop, like this. And then for Microsoft users, Windows users, they would have to just go into their Windows, search for Remote Desktop, and just, you know, log in or connect or whatever is that you connect. So in this case, since I'm here on an Apple computer, I'm going to click on where it says my VPS. It's going to allow me to enter my VPS after obviously it has been, you know, connected properly. Make sure that you're always connected to the internet, because that might not allow you, if you don't have proper internet connection, it's not going to allow you to enter the VPS. So okay, so we're here and I'm inside the VPS. Now another thing that's very crucial, please, 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 I beg you that make sure that you are clicking, or at least you're looking at the appropriate broker that you have opened previously when you were opening up a broker account. So for instance, if you're on Hamilton, make sure that you're clicking on the proper broker that you opened up for Hamilton. Keep in mind, Hamilton runs on an MT4 server and Benjamin runs on an MT5. This is not an MT5 Benjamin troubleshoot video. It is specifically for Hamilton MT4 troubleshoot video. Okay, so with that being said, for instance, I opened up a Hugo's Way broker account. So therefore, I'm going to click on where it says Hugo's Way MetaTrader 4. All right. So although I'm making this video, again, I've been trying to do this for the longest already. I've been trying to put this together and it seemed to be that it's not been working properly. What I'm going to do, I'm going to see, this video is going to be based on troubleshooting. Although the software's not on, the market is not open, but maybe this will kind of serve you. Hopefully it does. If it doesn't, trust me, I will try my best to do another video if I have to put together so that you guys can see it on when we're on a trading day or when our software is on. Okay, so right now software is off, like I mentioned. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna connect it, or I'm gonna attempt to connect it. So right now I'm using a demo account, just so you know, just for a demonstration purposes. I'm using a demo account right now. This might look like how yours might look like. It will say invalid or expired account on both of these charts. Now also keep in mind that you have to have two pairs. The two pairs that you need is the Euro USD and the AUD USD. Okay. Over to the left hand side over here where it says market watch over at symbols. I know you see two sometimes. Well, you will possibly see all of them. I just chose to hide the ones I don't need. So in this case, let's say yours will probably look like all these crazy numbers with all these crazy symbols going in the background, but I just need specifically two. We all need just these two for the moment, until they say otherwise. All right, so I'm going to right click just to hide the ones that I don't need. I'm going to right click over inside that box, that symbol box. I'm going to hide all, and the ones I hide will be the ones I don't need, and I'm leaving behind the two that I do need. Okay, so for instance, this will look like that. Well, what I'm gonna do is to troubleshoot it will be closing. All right, make sure you want to close out your charts, your pairs. You want to close them out. So we're gonna close them out by clicking this X. All right, I know there's one in the background, but I'm gonna take that out right now. Close that one. I'm closing this one. Disregard that had not to be there. So I just closed out two of them. I clicked the X's. Now I have a gray space. Okay, now this is where you need to put the put the charts back onto the gray space. All right, so like I mentioned, I have my two pairs that I do need on the left hand side where it says symbols. I'm gonna take out one by one. So I click and drag the first pair. I'm going to drag it out into the gray space and let go. This is how it's gonna populate. Now I need to drag out the second one. So I'm gonna click on the second one, but this time what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna click and drag, but I'm gonna click and drag and put it over the gray space. Make sure you do not want to put it onto the chart that it's already open. You want to put it underneath or above it or whatever, so that it's in the gray space, so that it could look like this, so that they're side by side or next to each other, whatever. You know, you don't want to put it on top of it, because if not it's going to replace. All right, so now I'm gonna organize it by clicking this arrange windows button right next to the magnifying glasses, zoom in and out. I'm gonna click this arrange windows button, and it's gonna arrange my pairs. Okay, now the next thing, I want to make these chart at a 5-minute time frame. Now also keep in mind, before I even move forward, just so you know, I was taught to set up this way. These are the recommended settings, just so that you know once I put it together, but was put out there when initially Hamilton came out and how to set up Hamilton. So I basically learned on, you know, over and over and over again, just watching it, and then this is basically how it is. You can, you know, you can always refer back to those videos if you need to, but like I said, I basically got the knowledge from those videos, and I'm just putting it in my own words, because I've been told that I guess I could put it together clear enough, I guess. I'm not too sure, but please, if mine's work, if anyone else's work, please just at least follow one of these, and you know, take over and see if it works out for you. Okay, but for the meantime, like I said, I decided to put a video for you guys together, but just keep in mind this is based on exactly how these other videos are as well. All right, so let me continue. So like I mentioned, I need to put each chart at 5-minute time frame. There's two ways where you can change the time frames, which is pretty simple. So I'm gonna click on the first one, and this one, I'm gonna click on the AUD USD, and I'm gonna make sure it's highlighted. The way I know it's highlighted is because it's a darker shade of blue than the one next to it, you see. So I'm gonna click on this one, and I'm just gonna click on the M5 up here right above the chart, right? M5, because we're changing the time frame to 5-minute time frame. Clicking that to M5. I'm clicking on the next one, M5 as well. I could do this, or I can do this. I could click the M5 up here, or I can just make sure I click on the chart that I need, and right clicking time frames, right click, I scroll down to time frames, and then I click on M5 for 5 minutes. Same thing. Okay, so now that we have the time frames and the two charts, we're gonna manually put Hamilton onto each chart. Okay, so we're gonna click on Hamilton to the left hand side under navigators, okay, and then click and drag let go onto the first chart. Okay, this might populate, it's fine. You can, it could be common or inputs. Let's just say it's inputs. For the moment, like I said, I've heard that it's just at its standard setting. So the standard setting, as to what I know, the only thing we're ever changing for the moment is close all after levels from 10 to 11. So what we're gonna do is double click on that number 10, and you're gonna change it from 10 to 11. So we're gonna just change it to 11. Now, if you haven't done so, I personally like, you know, this is all optional. This is just for me to keep up with what I'm doing. What I like to do is I like to save it. I like to save as. So now that this is the only thing, you know, this is the only thing you're probably gonna save for the moment. But I'm gonna save. I'm gonna click on save. This is gonna populate that save as, you know, to save that file under. So I'm gonna save it under, I like to put today's date. As you can see, I have already put the day that I wanted it to be on. I've already previously saved it on the other day, the 31st of January. The reason for this, at least to me, is so that I could kind of keep up when I'm changing new settings, or when I first initially put a setting. So that's why I'm just like, okay, it's a way of me keeping track of where I'm at with my settings, if that makes sense. All right, so since I've already previously saved it, I don't need to save it anymore. This is the same setting since then, so I don't need to save it again. Now I'm just gonna go to common. In common, I want to make sure I'm clicking all the boxes except the disable box. So you see all of these boxes are checked except this disable box. All right, if you want, you could go back to inputs just to make sure that under the close all after level is at 11, and then we're good to go. We press OK. Now, Hamilton will show up as a sad face. Basically, that sad face, it means that the software is off. Well, actually, the auto trading is off. Okay, and as you notice, Hamilton is on one of the charts and not on the other. So we need to put the next Hamilton onto the next chart. So we're gonna do that by clicking Hamilton. We're gonna drag over and let go. See, the inputs section of the box came up, and we're gonna click on the close out after levels. On that 10, we're gonna change it to 11, right? I'm gonna click in the space because I don't need it anymore. We're done with that. Let's also now go to common. Make sure all of the boxes are checked except this disable box. All right, now after that, just to make sure it's at 11, now we're clicking OK. I have already saved it previously. I don't need to save it again, so now I'm pressing OK. All right, now again, Hamilton showed up on this chart, and it does say, well, the smiley face is not smiley face, it's a sad face. All right, so just so you know, right here, this is how you turn it on and off. This auto trading button right here that's in red, that means it's off, and the sad faces are on in Hamilton. So you would click on it to turn it green, that green button, basically indicating that your software is on. To, you want to make sure that when we're on, we're live, trading live, then you want to make sure that this button is on green. You see that green dot there, and then obviously your Hamiltons will also turn into smiley faces. All right, so that's a cute little way of making sure that you're up and going, basically. But this doesn't necessarily mean that it is working. Again, the software right now is off. I'm making a video at a time where the software is off. I have a video that I'm still trying to attempt to put it up. Please bear with me. But again, this is a way to troubleshoot it. Now, the way I know on your end it will work, if it's under the pairs right here where AUD, USD, and also over here, it has to say a message saying running. I had not closed my chart or my pairs, when we needed to close it the other day on Thursday. It left this sell line. Now, just real quick about that sell line. There are going to be sell and buy lines on your charts. Okay, so keep in mind that when you see those running up and down, that means it's active. That means that you are in a trade. I don't know too much of trading, just so you know, also, but I just know that it's activated. The software has activated, Hamilton is activated, and you're in trade mode, meaning something is happening, whether you're buying or selling or whatever. The system, it's on go, it's running. All right, so what you need to look out for is a message under here saying running on both charts. Okay, make sure that it might say buy or it might say sell. You're gonna see it's the buy line, or this I'm sorry, the lines between buy and sell will be whether green or blue. It will all just depend. Like I said, I'm not entirely too sure, so don't hold me to this, please. I just know that if these lines are running, that means it is working. Okay, and I could vouch for that for sure. All right, so basically that's how you put Hamilton together. That's how you troubleshoot it. Like I mentioned, you just have to look out for that running message, and then you should be good to go. Okay, so right after you have completed putting the software together, last thing is that you want to make sure of, you go back into your Silverstar back office. Okay, so I'm going to pull that up. Make sure you're here in the back office and go to where it says services, and you're going to click on that MT4, MT5 licenses. And this right here should be what should pop up. So make sure you also put the broker that you use. Make sure it's the broker that you have, whether registered a demo account or a live real account. Okay, because that makes a very big significant difference. All right, so for instance, in my case, since for demonstration purposes I have the Hugo's Way account, I had to put Hugo's Way for broker name and the broker account number. Make sure that's the number that you must have received an email from the broker that you have created, whether demo or real. Make sure you're putting that account number under broker account number. Make sure to save it, and you should be ready to go. Now, if for whatever reason, after you have done all of this, and you go back into your VPS and it's still not showing, it's still not running, I suggest you doing it one more time. Put it back together again by, repeating the steps that I demonstrated earlier with closing your charts, putting Hamilton on there, making sure that the time frames are at 5 minutes, and then it should pick up that running message after that. Okay, so again, if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to call me, let me know, text me, so I can further assist. I hope this video has and will serve you and everyone else that will need this video to put their software together as far as troubleshooting it. Keep an eye out for those who are also interested in putting Benjamin together. I will also be doing a video with the Benjamin setup. I will be putting out another video on how to specifically close it. I want to separate everything so that you guys are not confused. So I will be making a video after this, basically showing you how to close your trades and where to turn off your VPS, okay? Make sure, if anything, since this is going to be uploaded to my YouTube, it's best for you to support. Please subscribe. Also, put like a notification button in case if you don't see me sending you a physical link, but once you hit that notification right next to the subscription box in YouTube, then every time I upload a video that pertains to what we're doing, you'll always be notified of that new video. Okay, so make sure you hit that notification bell and you should be ready to go. Please let me know if you have any other questions, and I'll see you on the next video.